What's good, homies? Welcome back to another episode in our West Tigers rebuild series. We're in the final round of the Telstra Premiership, round 26, and our opponent for today are the Penrith Panthers. They currently sit just below us on the ladder in the 6th position. We both have 32 points, and we're both coming off little winning streaks, 2 for the Panthers and 3 for us. Now, the last time we played them was way back in round 12. I'll throw the stats up for that match right now. I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure that was the game where we dominated in the first half, but in the second we kind of took our foot off the gas and allowed them to get back into the game, and they almost came back and won the game in the end. That's kind of been another bad habit of ours. Just briefly going off what I said in the last video when I talked about certain tendencies I had or habits when playing Rugby League Live, and one of those was pretty much me dozing off after scoring a couple of tries back to back. I remember Insane talking about being focused while playing Rugby League Live 4 and how you can't really play the game lazily, if that makes any sense. Like in previous games, it was kind of easy, you could just relax and quite comfortably win games without really focusing on the match itself. But in Rugby League Live 4, it kind of demands your focus. Anyway, we kind of went off on a tangent there. Jumping back into the match, we'll be starting off with a failed kick to touch, and it's going to be Penrith here on the attack. Peter Wallace makes a break through the middle, and he's going to get pulled down 25 meters out from the try line. As they shift it to the left here through Marin, looking for Cartwright, but it bounces off Cartwright and goes into touch, giving us the feed to the scrum. So inside our 30, as we feed it, we send it to Tupou. Tupou links up with Reynolds, and we pretty much get shut down there by some decent defense by the Panthers. We go to the right through Taylor. Taylor with the fin through the middle, makes the break, and he's going to get pulled down just before halfway. On the second, as we continue to attack through this right side, we try the little dummy, but no one falls for it. It's looking like a crossover play to the left as we send it to Packer, and we just take it to the line. On the fourth here, still on halfway, Reynolds with the cut-out ball to Naingama, then a quick pass out to Nofoaluma, who steps around one and sends it back in field to a supporting runner in Jamal Idris, as he has enough gas to go all the way to score our first try of the game. Some pretty poor defense by their fullback there, getting sucked into Nofoaluma on the wing. As you'll see on the replay here, the footwork, and there's 3 players around Nofoaluma. We decide to send it in field. I thought I might have passed it too early, but Jamal Idris, I think he actually has a pretty decent speed on here for a second rower. Actually, I don't even think his primary position is second row. He might be rated as a center, but he gets the job done nonetheless. As Little Hair slots it from right in front, and we're going to go up by 6 points about 13 minutes into the game. Alright, so we're back with the Panthers here. On the second tackle, they get an offload away to Trent Marin, and he's going to get wrapped up 35 meters out from their line. On the third, they go short, and I don't know what they're doing there, but they lose the ball. We're going to be in a great position here to score some more points. As we send it wide to Nofoaluma, we step way too early, then get wrapped up inside their 30. On the second here, as we send it to Reynolds, Reynolds out the back to Packer, fends off a defender, and again, some poor positioning by the fullback. As we run straight to the try line there with no one in sight, we're going to score the second try of the game. As we look at the replay, just take a look at all the bodies in motion here. The try looked pretty realistic to me. As we send it out to Reynolds here, and right here we're going to slow it down. We've got Idris as the decoy. Out the back I think is Nofoaluma. I mean, the try itself was pretty simple, but the player movement off the ball was pretty, was nice to see, I guess. As we get set to take our second conversion of the match here with Tui Little Hair, another easy one from right in front, and we're going to go up by 12 points, almost 30 minutes into the game. Alright, back in attack, and we're shifting it wide on the second. We get pulled down about 35 meters out from our own line, as we send it to Grant, running behind Idris. We make bulk meters through the middle here, as he finally gets tackled on their 30. Fourth tackle here, as we send it to Reynolds, and just look at this beautiful pass. A beautiful cut-out ball to Nofoaluma, and he's going to race away untouched, scoring our third try of the game. Man, that was such a slick pass by Josh Reynolds. Summed it up nicely here with the compressed defense it looked like from the Panthers. Reynolds takes it to the line, and then floats a beautiful pass out to Nofoaluma. Usually I'd try and find Naingama with that pass, but on this occasion I think Nofoluma was the better option. He was further away from their fullback. They don't always work those really long cutout passes, but when they do, they look so dope and so clean as we barely sneak the ball inside the posts. Another brilliant kick from Tui Loloher, 3 from 3 off the boot so far, sending us into the break with an 18-point lead. Now as we take a quick look at these halftime stats, that's a damn near perfect half by us. Perfect in terms of completions and discipline, completing 8 from 8 sets, no errors, no penalties conceded. We did however miss 8 tackles in that small period without the ball. So a pretty dominant first half. We're back off the Panthers in attack to start things off here 10 minutes into the second half. And typically around this time is when I usually doze off, as Wateni Zelezniak gets pulled down just inside our 40 here. On the second, they go to Marin. Marin goes to Isaac Yeo, pops a sneaky offload to Campbell Gillard, and he just goes on a destructive run there, breaking out of 3 tackles at once. That was a beastly looking run by their captain, Regan Campbell Gillard, Fiji international and soon to be Kangaroo international. Obviously, if you haven't been keeping up with the World Cup squads, Fafita supposedly turned his back on Australia to play for Tonga, as did Jason Tamalolo. That's pretty much how it's been portrayed in the papers. Not that I read the newspaper or anything, what I mean is in the media. But yeah, I saw a couple of those headlines. I even heard that Benji Marshall made some sort of video or gave his thoughts or something like that. I personally don't see what the big deal is. I mean, this could only help international football, which we all know International Rugby League is I wouldn't say dead, let's just say it's on life support. Another surprise selection I saw was actually for Samoa when I saw that Josh Papali was named in the Samoan squad, which is pretty cool. Not too sure how that was received in the media, but I think it's pretty dope to see these big NRL stars playing for the Tier 2 nations. Anyway, getting back to the game here, before we go too deep with the International Rugby League talk, we're back with the Panthers here who've built a little bit of momentum up, taking shots at our try line. As we wrap up Isaac Yeo, and he's going to get pulled down just inside the 10. As they go short here to Cleary, who tries to take on the line himself. We should have tried to put a hit stick on him, but he's going to get pulled down 5th and last. Moylan literally jumping into the pass, sneaks a little grabber through the line, and it's going to be Jimmy Tamau who comes up with the goods. You wouldn't have seen it in real time, but as we take another look at the replay here, for some reason, Matt Moylan leaps into the ball. I thought it looked pretty funny on the replay here. Looked like he was about to knee the ref in the back. We went for the big hit and it would have been a high tackle, but they get the try anyway. Back off Cleary here to take the fairly simple kick from right in front, and he's going to get them within a converted try. So as we usually do, we kind of dozed off here in the second half, and Penrith are starting to mount up a comeback as they send it to Cartwright, and he's going to get tackled on their 30. As we make a couple of subs here, it goes to Moylan, tries to shift the ball, but it gets intercepted by Aloye, I think that was. As we have 2 playmakers here to the left, we go to the right, and a cheesy ball there. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I cringe every time I see plays like that. As we pass to Lawrence here, who just came onto the field, hits that gap around the ruck, fends off the fullback, and he barely makes it to the try line. Talk about making an impact off the bench. That was a great first run by Chris Lawrence. As you can see, the one with the cleanest jersey here on the field. I spotted 3 players in the ruck, and as you can see here, it exposed that massive gap through the middle. Lawrence hits the hole, fends off Hardacre. They try and recover. I think that was Trent Merrin going for that last ditch dive. But a beautiful little goose step by Lawrence and a nice dive to finish it off. Back with Tui here to take the shot at goal and to push us back out to a 12-point lead. Another fairly simple kick as we hit it sweetly to go up by 12. Alright, 64 minutes in, we're with Penrith in attack. Off the scrum, a nice little step by Tyrone Peachy, who's been pretty quiet this game. He gets pulled down just outside our 20. They try the old inside-outside, or the old switch play, whatever you want to call it. Second tackle, they go to Moylan once again. He links up with Cartwright, and Cartwright's gonna finally get pulled down on our 10. They have players in motion to the right, they go out the back to Peachy, a nice little pass to Regan Campbell-Gillard. Hoping for another beastly run, but he gets tamed right before the line. As they quickly get it out to the left side, Matt Moylan starts to get a little leg drive going here, and it looked like he grounded the ball. As they send it up to the video ref to review the grounding, it goes up as a no try, and as you can see here, he grounds the ball, and he's gonna score their 3rd try of the game. I would call it cheese, but in that situation, it was Moylan and Tui Lolohe in a bit of a arm wrestling match, so it kind of makes sense that he got the ball down. As long as it wasn't Moylan versus someone like Mazzolino or Packer, that'll be annoying to see, as Cleary successfully converts the try, and that actually ends up being the full-time score. The final round, round 26, comes to an end. We defeat the Penrith Panthers at Pepper Stadium, 24 points to 18. And just a reminder for you guys about the community top plays. I did a poor job of sending the link out throughout the week. It'll be in the pinned comment. If you got any nice tries or anything like that, try saving tackles or whatever, just send it in for community top plays. Also, if you made it this far, as usual, you know the deal. Hashtag odd squad or nothing. And for the final time this season, we're going to take a look at the individual player stats for you guys to cast your votes on who you thought were today's Tigers top performers. As always, drop that like button for more Rugby League Live 4 content. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.